When I compare the Sonoran Desert to the Mojave or the Chihuahuan deserts, which are on either side of us, those feel like deserts to me. Whereas here feels very lush and not like a desert, because we have 2 rainy seasons, not 1, and because of those 2 rainy seasons, we have a much greater abundance and diversity of native food plants. The reason I'm passing this around to start, is it's super important that we taste before we pick when it's a mesquite tree. My name is Brad Lancaster. I'm with Desert Harvesters. We're a local nonprofit that's all about planting, growing, harvesting, celebrating, and sharing the bounty of the native wild food plants of this area.
Try to compare the taste of that one. Yours tastes like chicken, okay. That's a first.
Desert Harvesters has come out to the Santa Cruz River Farmers Market to partner with them, and we are going to be having some guided harvest tours.
The bean trees is really what we're focusing on, and they are part of the legume family, and so they produce edible beans. This is the seed pod of Foothills Palo Verde. We're mostly trying to highlight the ironwood, the mesquite, and the Palo Verde. Now, mesquite is what most people are familiar with. There's 3 natives, the screw bean, the velvet mesquite, and the honey mesquite. And in those bean trees, it's actually the pod that we're most desiring because it has a sweet, nutty taste and high nutritional value. They can be ground into a flour. We call the mesquite kind of the gateway food.
They should taste the pod, and it should be sweet, not bitter. And it should not dry your mouth or throat. It should not have any slight burning, and it should not be chalky. If it's burning, chalky, drying, or bitter, don't use it. It's nasty. So go find a better tasting tree, because every tree is different.
I came to the farmer's market to do the harvesting class and get some stuff for a potluck I'm having tonight. I've known for a while that a lot of this stuff is edible, and finding out really how to identify the trees. Well, I have a tree in my front yard. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna know when I get back with all the info I got today, but you know, if that's edible, I'll definitely harvest that.
If you find pods that have all the great conditions of being super dry, good tasting, clean, no signs of mold or insect damage, or not off the ground where they might be in contact with pesticides or herbicides, then you can bring them in to the milling, pay a nominal fee, and get a whole supply of flour.
A big part of what our group's doing is showing how can we use these traditional wild foods in modern kitchens. So we've got a hammer mill that can grind up mesquite pods into naturally sweet edible flour. It can grind 5 gallons of whole pods into 1 gallon of flour in 5 minutes. And the resulting gallon of flour you can sell for $70. It's that valuable.
And it's so yummy. That's the whole thing. People may not know, but it's super delicious. So like I use it for pies, I use it for breads, I make cookies with it. It's not bad for your blood sugar, even though it's sweet. What a better food could that be, right?
The reason we've shifted to the Santa Cruz River Farmers Market is we want to partner with other groups. So we enhance the team, we enhance the capability. This is already such a wonderful hub around folks that are already conscious of food, local food. We want to bring back this connection to place and its wild native food plants as a daily experience, not a once-a-year celebration. So we're regularly rooted to this place.
I'm wild about mesquite. I look everywhere for pods. I'm always searching. It becomes this addiction. EXO Roast Co has been here in this location for 3 years now. We're a roaster. We also like experimenting with things in our environment. We really are into eating locally and playing around with regional wild foods and combining that with our coffee recipes. I slow cook my mesquite, generally anywhere from 12 to 14 hours is how long it takes to slow cook mesquite. Then what happens is I end up with basically my syrup. It's somewhere in between a syrup and an extract. And then what I do is I just basically add it as like a syrup or an additive to our drinks, and then I add my coffee, and it's sort of beautiful too looking, I think.
We're a small brewery. We're about the smallest one in Tucson right now. We opened just over a year and a half ago, and we make a different beer every week. Probably 20 of the 64 beers we make use some sourcing of local ingredients, whether they're from desert products or locally grown products. Today we're releasing the Saison de Juki, and Juki is the Tohono O'odham word for rain. We incorporated some orange peel and some creosote flowers and some white sage into it. So when you pour the beer in the glass, it actually smells like the rain coming across the desert. Years ago, some other brewers and I worked with all the local indigenous ingredients that we get hold of to try and identify are they truly usable. And we found that mesquite bean works as a nice toasty character in a product like a nut brown ale. So we're using it this year in our Nutty Lou, which is a nut brown ale. And it's not about let's just use it so we can say we use it. It needs to fit in to make it actually an improvement of the product and make it reflect the terroir of the area and the flavor of the soil that's here in Arizona.
It's one of the most unique places on earth. It's deceptively rich and abundant with things like mesquite, foods, all sorts of things that you can really only get here.
And the Sonoran Desert is a highly, highly unique place. It's only one place on the planet. If we want it to be preserved, then we have to promote the care and the huge appreciation of what it provides.
I find this connects me to place, roots me to place like nothing else. And it really makes me feel home, but not only home, but that I'm contributing to home, enhancing home.